Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I'm rocking kind of by myself today. I got my go-to guy for pretty much everything needed conversation-wise. It's my cousin, but more so he's an intellect. His name's Adele. I want him to plug in the handles. We're going to do something a little different today. Normally, we go heavily into sports, music, and then we joke around a little bit at the end with whichever's going on the TL. I'm going to just give y'all a heads up. If you're not into like deep talk, any type of debate, this might not be the episode for you. With that said, Adele. Oh, we always got to give love to Cher_Gare on the camera. This is a new shot we're trying out. I like it. So that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
Gary likes it. So even if y'all say you don't like it, we're probably going to do this again. With that said, Adele.
What's up? Let's just go ahead. I'm going to say this social shit out at the beginning. On my own show, I don't like to do socials and all that stuff because I feel like you should just get on here and talk. Instagram, my name is Adele from King Street on Instagram. Facebook, Adele Gordon for all you older people. And YouTube, Adele from King Street. Everything else is Adele from King Street. I'm a comedian. My comedian name is Adele from King Street. So that's what all the socials is.
Yep.
You'll find it. Look, she'll put all the stuff.
I definitely will. I do want to plug. He didn't, so I'm going to plug it. He has his own podcast, a Morning Blunt podcast.
Oh damn, I ain't even bit it.
A Morning Blunt podcast. It's pretty dope. So check that out when you ever get a chance. And if you're ever in the North Carolina, South Carolina area, you can catch him at your local comedy clubs, making people laugh. With that said, what we gonna start with today, man?
Hey, look, let's start sports.
Okay.
I've been writing my first movie script. And I've been like really hard down right. So I ain't really been watching a lot. But when you told me, about last week, about hitting the podcast up, my ass actually started watching TV.
Okay.
I was like, damn, let me get myself straight. So I'm with a little bit of sports right now and TV. I know it sounds so bad because who I am. But I'm a little bit with sports and TV right now. I've just been writing so much. Writing the movies is very, very taxing.
I'm a blitz past everything because the finals have been over about a week now, a week and a half now.
Yeah.
Milwaukee won.
For that 50.
Yeah, 50 I think Jay picked Phoenix. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Jay picked Phoenix. I picked Milwaukee.
I think he did.
I know for a fact I picked Milwaukee. We'll get to why I picked that and why I feel like I knew I was right. Even there's another dude, Leslie. I know Leslie be watching this too. Leslie, you told me the Bucks couldn't beat the Nets.
They couldn't beat. Look, the Bucks would not beat the Nets if Kyrie doesn't get it.
They do though, because that same.
No, they don't.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
That same defense that Drew Holiday put Devin Booker in the gulag with in them last 3 games.
He's not doing it to Kyrie.
He did it to Kyrie whenever he was guarding him. The difference is Kyrie's a little bit smarter and they run their offense differently and they get switches. But I trust that Bud would have made that adjustment. You don't switch, get over, you make sure you're on Kyrie.
Phoenix did not have a legitimate, and people are probably gonna gig me on this and be crazy. Phoenix did not have a legitimate second scorer.
That's really supposed to be Chris Paul.
Exactly.
But here's the thing.
Chris ain't no scorer like that. He can score.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Chris can score. Chris can play fucking basketball. But he's not get out there, get me 40 for the next 3-4 games.
No, not for the next 3-4 games. He can get you 40 a game, maybe 2 games.
Inside the finals, they needed that. Somebody else to be like.
The Bucks was just a better team, though.
Up.
Like that's the thing. Like the Bucks were just a better team.
Seasoned.
Seasoned. You
So when
put
it got down to the lights to come on, they was ready.
love and respect to Monty, but he was stubborn. He would not.
Yes.
He would not send help. A guy is not gonna. A guy who can't shoot a jump shot, I promise you, would never be able to score 50 points on me if I'm coaching a team.
Like,
So,
he did not look at nobody else putting a wall up against Giannis.
Yeah.
He didn't look at no film.
Or even if you don't want to put a wall up, because Bud got around that wall thing this year because he let Drew and Chris initiate the offense versus Giannis. So don't put a wall up. Send help and make Giannis.
But even if you do put the wall up, hey, look, Chris Middleton, you gonna have to drop 60. Drew, you gonna have to get me at least. You gonna have to lock me down.
Everybody else would have had to beat me, but Giannis scoring 40, 41, and 50,
What?
and then 39 and 38. That's not okay. That's just not okay in a coaching standpoint. But that's pretty much it with the finals pick. I know there's been a little bit of football news. Jay is really our football kind of like lock-in insider guy. I know
Hey, look,
a little bit.
I'm a Carolina fan. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan.
Oh, y'all is ass this
Go ahead
year.
and say this out. We keep pounding. It's already the hashtag for this year. It's been there for a couple years. Sam Darnold is our quarterback.
That's who you.
I don't know how we gonna do.
With Sam freaking Darnold. How did that work out for the Jets?
Look, and me and somebody had a conversation about this too, about him on the Jets. And I thought he had enough weapons. He didn't have a line. Carolina, historically,
I
really
can't
haven't
just
had
blame
the
that
best
line with the Jets. He was still bad.
Yeah, but I mean, just to be honest, yeah, he was still bad. But with everything that was going around him, I can see why people say give him a chance. Carolina doesn't have a line either, really like that. We really haven't. Like, to be honest, that's why Cam got his ass hurt so much. What is Sam gonna do if he still can't get the ball off?
I mean, I've never been high on Sam Darnold. That's one thing I do know. I don't follow football like that. I watch it now because I have a lot of friends who are playing. A lot of people who I want to support.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, you gonna open a can of worms?
I've been pushing for Deshaun Watson. I don't care.
They can get him now. They probably can get him now for a bag of chips with everything he done did. They not about to let that man 10 miles close to a massage table.
I mean,
10 miles. I will say this.
After the first girl, I was like, damn, bro, you messed up. Second girl, I was like, man, you kind of messed up. After it got to like 12, I was like, all right, come on.
I will say this though, because and I'm not giving any personal opinions on the matter. It's really none of my business. None of that's my business. But I don't know what's gonna happen because it's not a criminal suit or anything of that nature. Right now, it's all civil. And that's why, like, he can be...
It makes it look bad.
Yeah, that's why he has to show up for training camp. That's why X, Y, and Z. So because of that, I don't think Deshaun Watson is crazy. But if he peeped that the Texans were never going to trade him, and he just started paying people to lie on him because now they got to trade him because it's just going to become a big distraction, that would be, like, the most wild thing ever because that's the only thing I can think of.
That's the smartest PR that you got. But
no, that would be the dumbest PR ever. But you would get what you want. If you know
your team ain't gonna trade you, you're not hurting for money. You're not hurting for money. You know your team is not gonna trade you. You just want to get into a different situation.
But your reputation, bro. But it gets to a point where I do care about my reputation. Maybe 1 or 2 women can accuse me of some bull. But 12, 14, 15, it's to a point like, okay, now people are going to think this is who I am. So I would not be okay with that.
If it ain't true, I mean,
bruh,
ain't nothing you can do if it ain't true.
Bruh, people don't care about truth now, and you know that.
People don't care about truth, but companies do. The NFL is a company.
That's valid, but that kind of brings me back to my initial point. That's why, like, I'm sure, like, they're picking up the phone now for trades.
Oh yeah.
because this N-word had the audacity to show up to training camp on the first day.
He's the quarterback. He's supposed to.
And he would have got taxed $30,000. That's another reason why, again, having a little bit of understanding of the CBA and how all those things work, he wouldn't be taxed if they were telling him he can't come.
Thank you.
Like, because
but they told him, and from the NFL standpoint, just thinking on the boss standpoint, it may not be the best practices in the world. It may not be the best practices, but
it's not.
Thinking in the boss standpoint,
it's terrible.
If I have an employee that I really don't want to mess with, but I still got to pay him, but I want to get some type of something back from him, because I want him to feel something, but I just can't do anything to him. He didn't break a rule, but he broke a rule.
Yeah, I'm going to make you show up and be humiliated and make this uncomfortable for all of us. I'm not about to be uncomfortable, me and my first year head coach by ourselves answering questions while you're at home playing Xbox. So I do get that, but it's a mess. I'm going to put
the ball in your court.
This is a mess. Like, that situation, that's why I said I wasn't even going to get into the Sean Watson situation. That entire thing, like, I want to just see how all of that's going to play out, because, like, I'm one of the few rare people, when I see things, like, I stop just reacting. I used to just read something and be like, damn, this dude fucked up. But when you really start reading things and thinking, like, you have to ask yourself certain questions, or at least I ask myself certain questions when I see things. Which brings me to transitioning out of sports to the Rachel Nichols topic. I had been itching to get on this. I'm gonna let you go first.
Nah, go ahead and go. I'm gonna let you go first.
Nah, because I'm a black woman.
No, because on mine, I haven't went yet about Rachel. And I was gonna take that to the second half. It's like, if that was slated in her job, just be honest. It's in my job description that I host XYZ, and somebody else hosts XYZ. It's not putting race or gender or anything else in it.
What she did, I want to point that out.
Yeah, what she did.
She did that. Bro, you won't say it, I'ma say it, bro. At my job, I won't say where I work at. If they fucking come up to me because what's somebody who doesn't work there? Because Fernando just got hired, and because Fernando speaks Spanish or whatever XYZ, after I've been busting my ass just like everybody else, and Fernanda is a woman and she's a minority just like me, and X, Y, and Z, and we're all going through the same things. No, I'm not just giving up my job. What I want to preface that with is that even that, I looked at differently. Your job, does your boss ask you, do you want to do something? And just so happens record when they're asking you, how do you feel about doing? I've never been, hey, do you want to do this? No, they tell me, I just assigned this to you. Go take them. Like that's how that works. So that entire thing was sus, but at the end of the day, I take things for what they are. Do I have an issue with maybe her diversity comment? In general, she shouldn't have said that.
Oh, I got an issue with that.
But
that's the only part I have an issue. I'm like, you didn't have to say that.
But here's the thing. Two things can be true, and I think this is where she should have clarified themselves. Hold on. ESPN has a terrible track record with diversity. They fire everyone. They don't, other than Stephen A., they don't renew a black woman or a black man or a black person or a Spanish person or an Arabian person or Asian person. Nobody can get their contract renewed. That is absolutely true. You would be blind to say that. Since all of this has happened with George Floyd in the last year, they have been making steps to try to be better. Whether it's out of the sincerity of their heart or they're realizing people aren't watching Colin Cowherd, which he's actually a great reporter, but people are just tired of seeing white men discuss sports. People are just tired of seeing white men discuss sports. Hold on. because I'm going to get killed for this, but it's cool because I thought about this and I've simmered on this for 3 weeks now. Her diversity comment in context was correct. The only reason why they're asking me to void my contract that we have is because Maria Taylor's renegotiation is coming up, and you guys want to hire a new, more diverse candidate. Both of those things can be true, and that doesn't mean Maria Taylor isn't a great sideline reporter and great at her job and she hasn't busted her ass. That's true too. I know I got my promotion most likely, or my transfer in positions, because there's a lack of women in a certain area of where I work. That doesn't mean I wasn't qualified. That doesn't mean I'm not good at my job. Two things can be true. Should Rachel Nichols have said that after saying everything else she said? No. But does that comment in that context, in my opinion, make her racist? No. Or prejudiced? No.
I don't think she's racist or prejudiced. I just feel like she's mad that she didn't get the job.
She did get the job. Her contract had the job in it.
But she didn't get to host the finals. Like, and everything else is cool on her contract, but that NBA Finals is a different ball game, and she knows that.
Oh, for sure.
And she knows that this is the breadwinner because this sets up the rest of my year.
Oh, and not only that, it starts off with the NBA Finals, and then it moves into other things. It's a competition thing, but I also want to make a point to how many other sideline reporter positions are there? Why can it only be one woman? Whether you're black, white, brown, purple, Asian.
I think the reason why it's only one woman, one female on the sideline is most sports that have the sideline reporter really is the male sports. Let's just be honest. Female sports, they don't really give them a sideline reporter like that. They give them somebody that's in the booth that comes down to, do the sideline. But like somebody legitimately on the sideline just for sideline, they don't necessarily all the time do. So in this whole Me Too movement and everything else like that, and the old mindset of how television worked, because television was a white man's world. Like, it was a white man's world. Even though sports had all the black people in it, the TV's aspect of it, the promotion, what you're seeing on screen, besides just the sports, was all white men. ESPN hasn't changed from that.
No, but that's...
And I don't think they will change from that because that's literally their culture.
But I feel like that's her point. Why do I have to?
Exactly.
Because everybody was trying to say she's privileged.
If she was a dude, it wouldn't have happened. Let's just be honest.
And I feel like
if she was a white male, it wouldn't happen.
And that was and I felt like the argument could have been between two white men, two white women, two black women. Black women know how to articulate stuff a little bit better, respectfully, because we understand everything we say.
That wouldn't have been the argument if it was two black women. It wouldn't have got no play. Because they would be like, oh, those just two black women getting mad at each other.
No, but I'm removing all of that from it. Just if I'm just looking at what she said, if she was saying that about another white woman, nobody would have a problem with it. If Stephen A was saying that about Max, nobody would have a problem with it. That's where it gets a little funny to me, because if I remove everything from it, then that's a person upset that it sounds like you're asking me to give away my job. If you want to give away my job,
a piece of my job that I look forward to.
And if you want to do that, don't sit here and freaking ask me. Just say, hey, yo, if you look on page 18, we have reserved the right to switch out candidates X, Y, and Z. Actually, we didn't switch you out. We reassigned you. The Olympics is starting. We need you to get a head start in Tokyo.
Thank you.
X, Y, and Z. But coming to me and asking me, You know better not to ask me. Because the one time at work, somebody asked me that I want to do something. Gary, were you in there? Hit him with that, nah, not really. Nah, not really. After that day, people don't ask me no more. Because if you ask me, do I want to do this? You're asking me. I don't. But if you're telling me to, of course, that's my job. And that's what I got more so from her. And I feel like ESPN even more brilliantly leaked that tape. And instead of making it about why aren't you paying this woman who has busted her ass, who has been in the gutters, they had Maria Taylor covering freaking hockey.
But my thing is this: ESPN.
She don't even like hockey.
And I hate to do this to ESPN because I actually like watching ESPN. But
we don't have nothing. No, we don't have no alternative.
Y'all, they sucking right now.
We don't. But think about it like this: what other?
We don't.
I don't like ESPN, but what the hell else can I find something to watch about sports? FS1, they have Skip and Shannon is carrying that show so hard. He just had to go have a hip replacement.
Hold on.
He just had to go get a hip replacement.
Skip holding his own still, man.
Nah.
Y'all gotta get that shit to Skip. Skip has been the same way since the beginning.
That's how he keeps a job, though, and that's why I don't like him.
But that's
when you can when you can lie unprovoked, it bothers me. That man will wake up in the morning and create some scenario, and
that's his job.
I don't care for that, job. And I don't think too many viewers do too, because if you recall, when they first went over there before Shannon got there, the show was a few months from getting canceled.
Yeah.
It was a few months from getting canceled.
But the reason why it was a few months from getting canceled because it was just like all the other shows. There was no player. There was no real show besides that I can really remember. That besides TNT with
that's
Kenny,
why that's such a
Chuck.
Hit. That's why that's such a hit, though.
Yeah, with besides that, I haven't really seen ex-players besides football, like actual football, when they're on the game. I don't really see ex-players like that being able to talk about multiple sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Skip and Shannon talk about multiple sports.
Oh yeah.
Most shows,
and they're
ex-player,
and they're well versed. Look,
sport.
I don't like Skip because he takes things out of context, and it seems like he picks and chooses when he wants to use certain things.
I feel like he plays devil advocate a lot.
But Skip knows sports.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that.
He knows sports. He know what he talk about sometimes.
Well, in a sense where like it's like with certain things with me, like I know basketball, I don't know sports. But I can name certain things. LeBron's 45, 13, and 11 game. There's certain things that I'm gonna ring off my head. Dwayne Wade's, I think it was 37, 9, and 10 game to get us our first championship in Miami. There's certain things I can ring off. That's how I know when you're really watching. But when you misuse, I don't know. I don't hate Skip, but I don't care for his commentating or reporting or anything of that nature.
I think you just feel like he can do his homework. Like you can literally do your homework on this stuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to take anything out of context because this is your show. Do the homework. And present a real front so people have that, actual basis that make their minds set up. People are stupid. A person is smart. So the individual that's watching the show, they can make their mind set up. Now when they go on social media, they might follow the crowd on social media, but
a lot of people are confirmation biased in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're only
when it comes to sports.
Yeah, and with sports, that's the thing with me. I want to hear like why you don't think LeBron James is the best player ever. And for me, I always like whenever somebody brings up that topic, I say, what are we talking about? Are we talking about championships? Or are we talking about the best player ever?
My thing is this. I still give the best player ever to one of these two people. And nobody ever says this. And I don't care. Either Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell.
I was gonna say Bill Russell. When you bring up that ring argument, he has. It's what 11?
11.
He has 11.
He got more rings than
and
fingers.
one of them he was playing and being the head coach for a bum ass $2 million contract in Boston in what the 60s, getting called all types of N-words and monkeys and everything.
Like,
couldn't be me.
And nobody brings up Bill. The damn championship.
But I'm not giving you Wilt. I'm not giving you Wilt. I will say, I always tell people this.
Wilt was the most dominant player.
How you know?
Because think about this. When we talk domination, we talk the competition that's around you.
This is my problem with Wilt, and I had to tell my grandpa this. You know my grandpa, my dad's dad. He do that bullshit all the time too. Wilt Chamberlain.
Because they got to see that man play.
Grandpa, I don't know if y'all niggas is lying to me. Because I see the 100 points, I see the 89 rebounds, I see all that shit. I've not seen a tape, I've not seen nothing but a freshly penciled in score sheet that I could have wrote in my little notebook. I will say though, I did see one clip. It was 2 minutes long of Wilt Chamberlain. I will tell you this, Gary. If he was that for the entire time, that's the best player who ever played the game. Fuck LeBron, fuck KD, fuck Michael Jordan. But I don't know how accurate that 2 minutes I saw. And I want, hold on. He was playing against me, you, Gary, and some plumbers. So I do.
This is why I say Wilt Chamberlain is the best player.
These niggas was bankers, bro.
It's because of, look at the other stuff that he did off of the field, off of the court.
I'm about to do my research because I'm not.
Do the stuff off of the court. Just look at him.
Off the court, we all know he's a GOAT.
Being big. So think about
spinning on the dude who asked him how the weather was up there, and he spit on him, said it's raining. Legendary stuff. Couldn't do that now.
So think about transitioning that onto the basketball court. And then when people that can play against you get into the league, you still dominate the league.
So he played in the 50s. So I'm gonna say Boston Celtics.
And we'll still play on the Lakers. So
he wasn't what he was. He wasn't what he was.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
So think about him older, and he still dominated that.
Them motherfuckers wasn't. I make the argument other than Gary Payton, who was guarding Michael Jordan.
Thank you.
Plumbers and bankers and dudes who was who would be flipping burgers today.
That's the competition of that time. Put those same one or two players in this time period. There's only 4 players I feel like can match in this time period. Sorry.
I would like to see it. Wilt ain't scoring no 100 points on Shaq, Joel Embiid.
I would say 4 or 5 players that can play.
He ain't scoring 100 on Jokic, and he can't jump. That's what I'm saying.
But I will feel like
in the 50s, today's
he
Dom,
give you a 34.
2021 Dom in the 50s could play in the NBA. With all due respect. With all due respect.
It's the skill. It's the skill.
And I'm not that good, y'all.
But if you do this, make you 7-1 and make you a damn freak of nature like Giannis.
So they say.
Put Giannis back in the 50s.
So they say. You ever seen Wilt play?
Put Giannis back in the 50s.
Everything we're trusting people at this point in their 70s and 80s to give us factual reports of what they saw. Because I seen one 2-minute clip, and that 2-minute clip was legendary. This man looked like he was running a 4.4 at 7'1". But
he was like,
I don't know.
He was an athlete.
I don't know.
What was an athlete?
I don't know.
Documented athlete.
I don't know. I'm not letting y'all do that whole argument.
Documented athlete. Look at his film.
He was a cool dude though. It seemed like he seemed funny. What I do like about Wilt, the interviews, he didn't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't care. But at the end of the day, I don't know if Wilt will be wilting today.
I feel like he'll give you a 34. Because think about it. A 34 and
I
Come
gotta
on,
find
man.
that video, Gary.
It's not a.
Buddy
it's
hit
not
a
a big
turnaround
man's
jump
league
shot though
anymore.
at like a legit 7-2, 7-3. He hit a shimmy jump shot, and I said, "Oh my God, my grandpa wasn't lying. I've been calling him a liar all these years."
You have to put him in this time period. The game has changed.
But he was doing that on a
What
banker.
rules are we playing by?
He was not.
What rules are we playing with?
Any
Because we
rules.
playing when the boys can actually hit and stuff. You're not hurting Will like that. You're not hurting Will like that. Come on, man.
I don't
boy a
like
little
that
bit too strong.
argument either. I don't like that argument either when they do that whole era thing, because my argument is great players, no matter what era you put them in, are going to ball. Don't get me wrong. Wilt is
Jordan
going
in
to
this
ball
era-
in this era.
I'm gonna say this: Jordan in this era is Kobe.
I won't say that. I won't say that. What I will give to Jordan, he was getting his ass beat.
Kobe, Chris Middleton,
Don't do that. See, and I can't stand that bootleg wearing gambler,
and-
but now you're gonna make me defend him. That's what I call Jordan, that bootleg wearing gambler. But you're gonna make me defend him because we're not about to put a Michael Jordan and Chris Middleton in the same conversation. I will end this Zoom.
We're saying style of play.
We can edit this. Do we have an edit point? Hell no. Hell no. Nah, this is
You have to put in style of play.
What's
I'm
your
looking
social
at the
media?
Style of play.
Don't come at me,
What's
y'all.
that?
Adele. ADEL.
Hey, y'all can come at me. I don't care.
Michael Jordan.
Because if you look,
we have
they
to
all
stop.
man. That's their playbook.
We have to stop.
Jordan is them boys' playbook.
We have to stop.
Jordan is them boys' playbook.
But Jordan is still Jordan. And he did it back then. And I will give them this. He did it back then in a more physical league. Better. Rest in peace, Kobe. And shout out to Chris Middleton. You just got your first chip. But
03 Wizards Jordan.
I'm not doing that either. What's the next topic? 03 Wizards Jordan was drunk every game. Stealing money.
Hey.
Jordan was so bad. Did you hear about how Gilbert Arenas got his $180 million max contract? They hated Michael Jordan so much that they gave Gilbert Arenas, who's actually legendary, if he wouldn't have brought them guns into that locker room, he's a Hall of Famer easily, because his career would have been elongated. Like, he's a certified.
I feel like we got to give it to Gilbert because that boy's a baller, man.
No, what they call him hibachi because he be cooking motherfuckers like that. They call him hibachi. People forget he was pulling up.
Baller.
He was pulling up back then before they were allowed to. That's why people didn't like him.
What?
He was doing the game and the steps back then, and people didn't like that. And he was bringing guns into NBA locker rooms. Which, when you hear the story, I would have brought my fire too. You're not about to threaten me like that, cuz I'm just gonna let you know what it is.
I think it's after Malice in the Palace and all the other shit.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm
buddy.
I'm not playing
not
around,
over no dice game that I already paid you for. But that's another thing. Why are our brothers 180, 190 M's up rolling dice on a private jet? I don't get it. Help me.
Okay, think about this.
Help me.
I don't know if you watch Steven Jackson on The Breakfast Club, right? He just did an interview on The Breakfast Club.
I did not watch
he's talking about, moving from Texas and when he got drafted to the, I think, Knicks and Nets. One of them shit. His first team. And he met up with Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Joe at them times, still in the streets, Joe.
Yeah. Didn't Steven Jackson shoot somebody? Don't misquote me, but something happened in a club where all of them. The NBA was wild back in 03, 02.
Exactly.
That little period, they was getting away. That's really why David Stern turned shit up. They made them start wearing suits.
They was getting away with murder.
With murder. Paul Pierce had got stabbed in an altercation at the club, almost died. Like, it was a lot. That's when the Kobe and Shaq thing was going on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you niggas gotta relax.
It was wild back
Drug
then.
test.
So
you stop. You're suspended for 80 games. You actually can't come back and play. I would have shut that down too, because that was a crazy time.
The streets and the NBA kind of started to merge so
They were
much
always merged.
that, I mean, when you take players that yesterday I had $2 in my bank account. Today I have $50 million in my bank account, and that's the advance I'm gonna make. You're telling me I'm gonna make $180 million just this year. I'm about to ball out. I know what broke is. I know what broke is.
But that mentality, but you notice that mentality has changed.
The mentality has changed because what? Nigga, we understand. I can't ball out everything now. Damn.
And then some things I'm just not. And don't get me wrong. I'm not above a game of dice. But I have my limits. And then you know who the hell you playing dice with, as you know.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Like for real, because people, I've seen fights break out and things, and that's why I really don't play dice like that. Or at all, really, at this point in time. I'll play some cards and everything. But just how that escalated into a shooting.
I gamble on skills. Dice ain't no real skill.
And that's what I am. If you want to go shoot 15 shots,
yeah,
I bet you I can hit 10 of them hoes.
Because that's a skill.
That's a skill.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to say, hey, who could take the flyest picture?
A pool game.
That's a skill.
A game of spades.
That ain't even skill to me.
That's strategy. I could do a strategy. I could do strategy as well. Depending on who I'm playing with, I can out strategize you. But I'm gonna move into the next one. I'm gonna pretty much combine these two because we'll probably wrap up with this, and then I'll do a quick breeze of music. I told y'all I'm only talking about the shit I listen to. I'll mention the other stuff just in case you want to download it. But it's only a few things that I really liked on the music tip so far for the last 2-3 weeks. Recently we've been seeing like a uptick of our women athletes, particularly black ones. And when I say uptick, 3, and I guess the ones who can in a sense. But just saying, like, they wake up one morning and they're like, you know what? Like, I'm richer than all of you, and I can take a day off. I don't need this. If you guys don't respect like certain wishes and certain places I am, deuces. Like I catch y'all on the flip. We saw that with Naomi Osaka in the beginning of this month. First, she withdrew from the Wimbledon because they were trying to do whatever about her saying like, hey, I'm having like serious anxiety right now. I want to be able to compete to my best ability, X, Y, and Z. They tried to hold her, talking about they was going to find her. She was like, actually, you don't have to find me. I don't need this money. I just won't show up. And then she doubled down and she withdrew from the US Open, which for both of those, that was an easy 30 mil for her. Easily, when you combine those two tournaments and endorsements and everything, her making that choice and her mental health. And recently, today or yesterday, we saw with Simone Biles. So how do you feel about that in a sense? And Simone Biles, I got a good rebuttal for you because of a conversation we had privately about Sha'Carri.
I'm a twofold on the mental thing. I love that they're taking their mental days because it's your day. Take it. You have the right to take any person. I don't care how much you get paid. If you get paid $2 an hour and you say, I just can't do this today, you have the right to not do it. That's your God-given right.
Right. Like
just to not do anything that day and to focus on yourself for that day. Now you might have to come back, you know.
Yeah. And there's consequences that come with that. You understand that as well?
Thank you. Take whatever consequence that comes with it. But take your day because it's your life. On the second part of that, and it's gonna sound really bad. Please, black people, anybody, if you're going to take these days, actually take the day and work on your mental. Don't just take the day because, you don't want to go to work today or you just don't want to do something today. So now you're like, I'm taking a mental day. Nah, don't use it as no crutch. Use it to actually take a mental day. Now, the Simone issue, I feel like she should have. And I don't feel like she should have said it was a mental or medical issue. I feel like she should have just left and been like,
fuck
nah,
y'all.
I'm not going
to. They better
compete.
than me. But then I realized why God didn't give me certain talents.
You're not going to score me.
But that's why I realized God didn't give me certain talents, because he knew how I would react to certain. I wish they would have put that mic in my face and asked me that damn question.
What?
I would have hit him with, you wouldn't do it because you can't. And that's the thing. He said he would. They say, oh, I wouldn't do this. You can't. You're not me. You'll never be a 15-time gold medalist. You'll never be 24 with the age of a 40-year-old body. You'll never have put 12 hours a day in the gym. You'll never have done certain stuff that I did to get here. You don't even know what it is to do a front flip or a cartwheel, let alone have to do a triple front flip or a cartwheel. So get the hell out of my face, and I'm sorry, Nike, because I know this is gonna cost me money, and I would have walked away.
I would have just walked away. I wouldn't have answered.
Oh, I would have spazzed.
I would have walked away, got in my plane, called the plane, did something, and left and went home. And sorry to the rest of the team. And the girls killed it. They held their own.
But what she did didn't hurt the team. That's what people don't know. She waited.
Exactly.
She waited until she got all of her qualifying scoring, and she went out as an injury reserve, which she probably would have done. Because just like certain regular professions, if you're not at your A game, you shouldn't go to work. I tell Camille this all the time. She's a police officer. If you ain't feeling it, stay your ass home.
Go to work.
Because that's going to be the day it's a shooting, or that's going to be the day it's a mass shooting, or that's going to be the day where you're on a serious accident scene and you fuck up.
That's why I didn't get mad at her for taking it down. I'm like, man, she should have did that anyway if she didn't feel right.
She lands the wrong way.
She is literally the GOAT. Like, she is the top of her field. There's nobody above her.
And
I don't care what. And the person who's number 2 is so far behind that girl is in a league of her own. So if she don't feel 100% and that she doesn't feel like she can do it,
you could never understand.
Don't do it.
Literally.
And
you could never understand. Yeah, I could never understand.
My girl is a boss in every sense, and she's a GOAT in every sense. And y'all better respect that. And I respect that to the point to where if the girl say, "Hey, my toe hurt," shit, take 2 weeks.
She gets the same.
Your toe hurt. Take 2 weeks.
The point you're making is the point Stephen A was making, because they were trying to say he was biased against LeBron. When LeBron was complaining about the quick restart of the season. And the difference between LeBron and it was some bum fucking complaining, is LeBron's been to 11 finals now in 9 years. He's played the most minutes ever. He's 36 and he's in year 16, 17. Him being tired and you being tired are two different tires. You can't complain.
My thing is this. If LeBron says, hey, look, the start of the season really hurt me, and I feel like if we didn't start up so quick, I would have been a little bit healthier, and I would have been able to actually,
we have enough of a sample size to say he's telling the truth, because every time he has had a full year and he is fully healthy, he's A1. So like that, the sample size was smooth on that.
I mean,
but
we have the track record.
The track record, and I feel the same exact way about Simone. And
now my thing about Sakari, you don't have that track record in the Olympics yet. But that was the only thing.
Hold on. But I wasn't even bringing up the track record in the Olympics. My thing with Sha'Carri is, what would they have said about her if after that run, because when she knew the world record or whatever, remember what I let you in on, whenever you break a record, you're getting your ass drugs, you're going to get drug tested. Whenever she would said, I'm withdrawing from the Olympics, I just found out my birth mother died, I didn't have much of a relationship with her, I'm having a terrible time, I know I just broke the world record, but I'm withdrawing. She would have gotten killed, just like they're killing Simone.
I would have loved if she did that.
You would have, but they would have killed her too.
Because they would have killed her. But the thing about it is, they would have killed her, but they would not have killed Simone when she did it.
Oh yeah,
they wouldn't kill her.
They gotta kill
Naomi. They wouldn't kill Naomi. When she said, "Man, fuck it, I don't want to do this shit no more either." So. That's just what it is.
I'm rolling
It's
with
weird.
Simone.
It's weird.
She,
It's weird.
she went in a little bit more detail, and I'll wrap up this Simone, and I'll breeze through some music, and we'll chill. But she went through it more in depth, and she was talking about her body, how she feels. She was talking about things that I didn't even think about. Her when she's catapulting or vaulting, she's 30 feet up in the air. And one wrong move, you land wrong. Like, it's not just a broken leg. You're shattering everything in your body. And then she talked about something that I guess gymnasts I had nothing about, called the twisties. What I am pretty familiar with, because like I'm an airline freak. Pilots experience this, where they're in the freaking air and they don't know where their direction because of the clouds and everything. That's caused, people don't know this because people only focus in America, but worldwide, since we started flying planes, that's caused about 100, 200 plane crashes. Just pilots losing their bearing while they're in the air. That's the same equivalent to what she's going through, only she's 30 feet in the air, and pilots have about 5 minutes to get their bearings together because they're 40,000 feet in the air. She's 30 feet in the air, and she's 4'6". And when she catapults, they explained it, coming down, it's like going down 40 miles per hour. So if she doesn't have her bearings and she's actually upside down and she thinks she's on her feet, that's her life. She's paralyzed. All to prove something to Maddie Walsh and X, Y, and Z and everybody else who has something to say. Fuck y'all.
They pulled up the old story. Damn, I hate I'm gonna get her name. I remember her initials, SK, the old gymnast. Where she hurt her leg the first one and she didn't land it. And her coach was like, yo, go out there and do it again, do it again. And she's looking like, yo, I really can't do it.
Yeah, they made her. She freaking did it, and she did it, but she on a torn Achilles. On a bum Achilles.
Thing is this. If you take Simone's physical frame and she does something like that, the girl doesn't walk again, really. And that's a worst case scenario, but she's that powerful in her sport, in her field. So,
and that's why I don't compare what she did when it comes to, hey, she's saying that last time she was up in the air and she realized she didn't know where the hell she was and she thought she wasn't going to land. It wasn't about not landing it. She thought she was going to land on her head. And once you get that feeling, it's hard to just bounce back. It's going to be like her starting. For her health and safety, I wonder if she actually did it and we would have got up there and we would have watched the greatest of all time in gymnastics get paralyzed on international TV.
That's the risk.
And then she would have came back and said, I was feeling off. Then we would have killed her, said, if you weren't feeling it, why did you go out there, this, and that? So that's why, bro, you wouldn't do that because you can't.
As men, I don't think we don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men ain't looking at gymnastics, ain't did gymnastics. True. But a lot of us put our girls into it. You know what I'm saying? So as a coach, as a father, as somebody looking at it from that standpoint, safety, number one. So if you don't feel safe, don't do it.
That's like the first thing.
Don't do it. Like, cause that's number one. It's cause it's only you in the air. You don't have to depend on anybody else but you. So if you don't feel safe, don't do it.
I want to close out because I saw how I see, like, just get different things. I bring things up in person and I read comments, and comments are actually telling, because motherfuckers tell the truth when they're behind a keyboard. Like, people lose their mind, and people were trying to compare the Simone Biles situation to Ben Simmons and Paul George's mental health battles during the playoffs. And
hell no.
Hold on. They were also trying to say that Jordan, this was one that I really saw. Wonder if Michael Jordan in a game 7 versus the Utah Jazz, or whenever, freaking said, I can't do this, I can't play. The first thing is, that's how I know motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because one thing I will give to Michael Jordan, he's never been to a game 7, buddy. Never has, never will be. He closes things out in 6. I'll give him that. He don't show up. He's one take Jordan. Game 6 is it? So you're making up fake scenarios to try to prove a point. Secondly, do we forget Jordan left the league for one or two things? He said he was taking a mental health break because of his dad. He left the league in his prime. told y'all that was a lie. So y'all are there telling me I'm right, and he actually left because the mafia was after him because he gambled all of his fucking money away and he had to go get a quick baseball check to keep things safe. Or y'all understand mental health and what it is that somebody really just may be at a point to take a step back.
I think what you said earlier, two things can be true at once.
With Jordan?
So
bro, we know the truth about Jordan. That bootleg wearing gambler had done gambled up some M's. Golfing.
But on the flip side of that, he did lose his father.
Yeah.
To somebody killing his father.
His father.
Not like, oh, he lost his father in a car crash.
Prematurely.
You know.
And his dad was his right-hand man and it was his guy.
Thank you.
So for sure.
Him saying, oh, I don't want to play basketball anymore. Yeah. And I want to go back to
because my dad, father used to do. And I can also in doing that, I can get this quick little money and break these people off. I don't got to dip into the nest egg. We gonna be cool. And then Paul George and Ben Simmons. I can't speak for the rest because I know I came on here and I killed Ben Simmons. I killed Ben Simmons because you cannot get paid $40 million a year and not have a jump shot as the point guard. That has nothing to do with Ben Simmons' mental health. I also killed Ben Simmons because he passed the ball instead of taking that layup. You guys are trying to flip that into that was his mental health, that's anxiety. No, he caused that anxiety because he was unprepared. If he was prepared to shoot free throws and he had been prepared for his job and he was doing what he is paid for, which is to be prepared, he wouldn't have that anxiety. And I can say that
twofold, though.
It's not twofold in that situation.
It comes from the top too. Coaching staff, head coach. Your star player can shoot free throws and is scared to. As the coach, that is your main priority. That is your main priority, to break that man of being scared. The rest of the team, that is your main priority, is getting your star player,
your max contract,
exactly, back on his feet. They failed him on that because what? They wanted him to get this lesson. Oh, he had a big head. Oh, Ben Simmons walks around and thinks he can do whatever he wants to. This is kind of what y'all been telling him. Oh, he's the next LeBron James. He's the next Magic Johnson. He has the body frame. He has the skill set. Even Kobe signed off on it.
Now they trying to cry.
The man's a superstar.
Now they trying to cry that man was going through mental health issues. Again, okay, let me shoot you that bell. Cool, he was going through mental health issues. Mental health issues can have roots. The roots of his mental health issues is that he hasn't been in the fucking gym, and now he's about to be in Toronto.
Thank you.
They about to send his behind out the country to Toronto.
Low key, this is bad. I think they need to send him to Charlotte.
Oh.
Send him to Charlotte and put him at the 3.
No.
Don't let him be a point guard no more.
I don't want him in Charlotte.
Put him at 3. He gonna be on the bench.
Leave LaMelo alone. Just let.
No, I don't want him to run the point. I want him to see what a point guard looks like.
I don't want anything because
a point guard that's not scared. That ain't nothing.
But when you,
like you said, leave LaMelo alone. Unless Lonzo comes.
Because when you trade, but if Lonzo comes, they can move LaMelo to his true position at the 2. If you Lonzo's gonna end up going back to Lakers if Rob is smart.
Rob ain't gonna do it.
He should bite his ego.
I thank you.
He should,
I was about to say the same damn thing.
He should bite his ego though, and understand that the Lonzo that y'all traded away is not the same player you're gonna be getting in return. That man is a 39% 3-point shooter now.
The Lonzo that y'all getting in return is the same Lonzo that could have been the player that y'all drafted. Magic saw it back then.
No,
even wild ass saw it back then.
You give away the house for Anthony Davis, so I don't care. If Anthony Davis said, "You know what I want? I need a helicopter pad on top of Staples," you figure out how to make that shit happen. If Anthony Davis asked Rob Pelinka, because if I'm wrong, negate this, but I think Rob Pelinka has a 20-year-old daughter. If Anthony Davis says, "Yo, Rob, I'll come, but your daughter got to go to New Orleans too." Rob, send her ass to New Orleans too, because for a player like Anthony Davis, you give up pretty much the house. Even with Damian Lillard, if there's a chance to get your hands on him, if I'm the Lakers, anything except LeBron and AD can go. Jeannie can go.
No.
Take her. Nah. But for when you get certain, you get my point though. Jeannie's actually a great owner. But my point is, the freaking Orlando Magic fucked up by having an ego because they could have got Tim Duncan, and we're in our last 5. Tim Duncan asked coach of the Magic, this is when Shaq and Penny was there. Hey, can my fiance, can she fly on the plane just when we go on our away games?
That's all they had to do was say yes.
That's all that man asked for was this, and they said no, that's not our team's policy. For something that 2-3 years later is common ground. Everybody and their mama be on the team planes. The cousin be on the team plane. The plug be on the team plane. Everybody on the team plane.
Jesus.
So
all they had to do was say,
you would have prime Tim Duncan, prime Shaq, and a prime Penny Hardaway, and a Grant Hill as your starting 5. They could have put again. Yeah. Gary could have been standing out there. You're getting a chip.
That Nets team. That's the only reason. And I know it's crazy. We jump back. I jump back to this shit. But that Nets team, if they're all healthy, that's a championship walk.
Yeah. Championship walk. Well, no.
They're gonna go up against the Lakers if they're all healthy. But if the league is 100% healthy, it's Nets and Lakers in the championship. That's a hell of a series.
I don't trust that coaching enough for the Nets. I'm gonna put it like that.
Why not?
Because Steve Nash hasn't coached a girls' YMCA team. His first coaching position ever is this.
Y'all think this is his first coaching?
This is for sure his first coaching position. For sure.
This is his first major coaching position. But you know how many other players he's trained?
Training and coaching. That's a different.
Think about,
we got 3. That's a different conversation for a different day.
The basketball IQ behind Steve Nash.
Basketball IQ doesn't always translate.
To coach.
I.e. Michael Jordan.
Nah.
I think Steve Nash.
Jordan is a IQ of him. He knows what he can do. He don't know what everybody else can do.
I don't think you win 6 chips by not knowing your personnel. But I don't want to see Steve Nash can't coach. I don't want to say Steve Nash can't coach the Nets. On a team with Kyrie Irving, KD, and James Harden, that's a tall order. That's a tall order. You're managing egos, and you don't really have to worry about them guys.
My thing is,
you see how Joe Harris folded? That's on Steve Nash. He wasn't ready.
That's what I'm saying. It's the other guys, because those guys like you.
Yeah.
So they're gonna play for you.
Yeah.
And they understand your mindset of the game, so they're gonna play for you.
It's
the other guys is who you got to get in your corner. It's just like Luke Walton in the Lakers. Come on, man.
He was trash with the Lakers.
Luke's not a real bad coach. It's just he couldn't coach the Lakers.
He might be, because look what's happening in Sacramento.
Oh.
Again, I hope y'all like it.
Gary liking the conversation. It's different.
I'm glad this worked out. I hope you guys like the fit. Next time we get on, because I already talked to you. I know I'm having you on again a few more times until we get shit locked up.
You know what it is.
Pending how this works out. But just thanks for showing up, man. I need you to plug your handle again. Please do.
Let's see. You can find me on Instagram, Joe from King Street. Look, or just do this. Go to www.unapologeticblackdad.com, and that's me. I own the website. I own the URL. If you go to it, you can see everything. Everything's laid out right there.
And I'm gonna tag that at the bottom.
This is fun for me, so this is real fun for me.
As y'all know,
I hope you do have me back. No,
always.
So we can chop it up again.
As y'all know,
you need to get on my show again.
I know I got like 1 minute left, so let me plug Gary. I got at share_Gare, and I'm at yosoy_Dom. The page is Big Mouth, 3 M's, and you can find that pretty much everywhere. Thank y'all for showing up and appreciate it.